Welcome back to King of the Mountain. It is time for the tournament rounds.
Let the racing begin.
First up, we have our top qualifier, Arlo of Arlo Racing, driving in the Ford Sierra Cosworth.
Tournament 3 record holder right there.
Then next to him, it's Don Wonders of Pikes Peak Diecast Racing in the Ford Mustang SVO.
Here comes the abomination.
Then we've got Dr. John of Jack John and Katie Racing in the Ford Mustang SVO.
And he still has that decal on the hood.
Oh, get over it already.
I will not.
And last up is Xander Kai of Sandwright & Sons, driving in the Honda CRX.
So 3 Fords and a Honda enter a race. What happens next?
Well, they race.
Let the fatalities begin.
Look, these guys are professionals. They are the top 16 drivers out of 64. I expect to see some fast, clean racing here tonight.
So naive, 3. So naive.
Right now, it's Dr. John out in front. Pulls ahead of Arlo. I did not expect to see that. Arlo in second, trying to catch up to Dr. John. I don't think he's used to being in second place. Gaining slightly into the garage, but Dr. John is going to hold him off to take the first race.
Well, that's both a surprise and a disappointment. Dr. John really should be banned from the race for having the Screaming Chicken on his car.
It's just a decal.
It's a sacred symbol of the Trans Am 3D.
Pontiac isn't even around anymore. Get over it.
How could you, 3?
What?
How could you?
It's true.
You of all people.
Look, it's time for us to move on.
I don't want to move on.
It's time to heal.
We should both get Screaming Chicken tattoos.
What? No.
Come on.
You're complaining that that logo should stay on the car, and now you want to put it on your arm or something?
There's nothing wrong with a little Trans Am tramp stamp.
Okay, you've gone too far now.
So you'll think about it.
Absolutely not. Did you ever even own a Pontiac?
Not exactly.
But you did own a Mustang.
I don't know if owned is the right word.
You see how ridiculous that is? Arlo pulls out in front this time. Dr. John following in second place. Arlo really hitting the gas here in this one. This is going to be a fast time. 14.3. Whoa.
Arlo really put down the hammer in that one.
Arlo currently holds the Tournament 3 track time record at 14 flat, but that 14.3 was still faster than any of the other qualifiers in this tournament so far.
That's what made that first race a little surprising, that Dr. John was able to actually catch up and beat him.
Well, he beat him into the merge, but I think you'll see here that Arlo is such a clean driver, he really starts gaining in speed here on the open track as you see that gap between him and second place get bigger and bigger. Arlo currently tied with Dr. John. Both drivers have 8. Xander Kai has 4, and Don Wonders has 2.
A slow start for Don Wonders.
Yeah, a little surprising. He actually clean sweeped the qualifying round with a 15.21.
Well, now he's racing with the big boys who get 14.3.
Dr. John trying to pass Arlo, gets sideswiped by Xander Kai. This is the part where Arlo really hits the gas.
That car is a rocket ship, 3D.
Yeah, once he's in this mode, there's no stopping Arlo. He's got that one, 15.05. That will put whoa!
There we go. Bring on the mayhem.
A large collision down here at the finish line. Luckily, everyone stayed on the road.
Well, not everyone.
Close enough for Don Wonders, although his rear tire is very close to that baby.
Who's bringing a baby out to the race?
There's nothing wrong with the parent bringing their newborn child out to the race as long as they sign a waiver and get them interested in the sport and the hobby at an early age. Who knows, maybe one day, that baby will be a future King of the Mountain.
That baby is a future fatality waiting to happen.
2D.
What?
That is uncalled for, and you owe that father an apology.
I'm just keeping it real, okay?
Whatever. Here we go with the fourth and final race. The top 2 drivers advance on to the semifinals, and that is going to be Arlo and Dr. John, because Xander Kai and Don Wonders just
suck.
No, I wasn't going to say.
They're slow. They have no points. It's okay to say the truth, Rudy. It's okay.
They don't have enough points to move on.
Because they suck.
Dr. John gets spun around after making contact with Arlo. Arlo getting a little loose there, hits the side wall. Arlo still with a massive lead going through the final turn. Xander Kai in second, and Arlo will take the win, followed by Xander Kai. Here comes Dr. John and Don Wonders. Arlo wins 3 out of the 4 races tonight. Dr. John wins 1, and those will be your 2 moving on to the semifinal round of Tournament 3.
You know, as much as I hate to say it, and I really do hate to say it, Dr. John was pretty competitive out there in the SVO. He was able to keep up with Arlo up to that first big turn. If his overall driving was a little better, he might have even beat him a second time.
Here's the current bracket so far. Don't go anywhere. We've got more racing coming up after the break. Daddy G, Rowan, Ice Bear Josh S, and Tom Bonham will be taking the track. Welcome back. It's time for our second race. Up first, it's Daddy G of G4 Diecast Racing, driving in the Ferrari Testarossa.
And we've got another Ferrari driver. It's Rowan of Uncle Elvis Racing, driving in the Ferrari F40.
Next to them in the blue, Mazda Savannah RX-7 FC3S. It's Ice Bear Josh S. of 525 Motorsports.
Then last up we have Tom Bonham.
It's Bonham.
That's what I said, Tom Bonham of Bongo Diecast Motorsports in the Ford Escort Mark II.
2 Ferraris, a Mazda, and a Ford.
Too many F cars if you ask me.
Daddy G, the top qualifier of this group, he qualified with a time of 14.8. Rowan, however, not far behind, he qualified with a 14.99. Right now it's the 2 Ferraris out in front. Rowan takes the lead over Daddy G. It's the F40 versus a Testarossa. Daddy G was hanging in there but falls behind. Can he catch up with him over the bridge? Rowan hits the side, and Rowan will take the win on race 1. Followed by Daddy G, Ice Bear Josh S, and Tom Bonham pulls in last place.
That baby really has some front row action over there, doesn't he?
He arguably has the best seat in the house. Here's that replay of Rowan taking that first win. A very close race, though, between him and Daddy G. These 2 Ferraris seem very well matched. Here we go with race 2. This time Rowan starting in lane 1. Daddy G on the far right in lane 4.
Some have suggested lane 4 is the fast lane.
You know, it's hard for me to tell. Some of these cars are just so much faster than the other ones. Let's see how it plays out in this race. Rowan out in front. Daddy G getting on the bottom. Both Ferraris side by side. Rowan pulls ahead. A lot of contact around that turn. Daddy G now chasing down Rowan. Gains on him into the garage. Hits him from behind. And Rowan will take his second win of the night. Whoa. Followed violently by Daddy G, as Ice Bear Josh takes 3rd and Tom Bonham takes 4th.
Why is Tom Bonham even here?
Because he won his qualifying bracket. That's how it works.
Well, these Ferrari boys are making him look extra slow.
Here's the action into that first 180. Rowan taking advantage of being on the inside, pushes Daddy G into the wall.
It's like he cut him off and then just got a burst of speed.
It is impressive how well Daddy G was able to catch up to him, though, with that big of a gap between the 2 cars. Rowan currently sitting on top with 10 points. Daddy G has 6. Ice Bear Josh has 4 and is starting on the inside lane. The 2 Ferraris taking the bottom lanes this time. They're pretty much side by side here. Rowan slightly ahead. More contact in that corner as usual. Daddy G spins around along with Tom Bonham. That leaves Rowan with no one on the track contesting him, and that will be an easy win. 15.54 second time for Rowan. Daddy G finishes the race in reverse, and it appears we have a DNF. Wait a minute, no. Here comes Tom Bonham.
Tom Bonham with the slowest finish of the night.
And that's a DNF for Ice Bear Josh S. He stopped over by the Fujiwara Tofu Shop. Tom Bonham now tied with Ice Bear Josh S.
They're tied for losing.
Well, hold on there. Technically, if they can win a race...
yeah, right.
And Daddy G gets a DNF...
Go on.
They could tie Daddy G for second.
I really love your hyper-optimistical mathematics there, but it ain't happening, buddy.
It's a long shot for sure.
It's a lottery shot. That's what it is.
But look at that. 3 wins in a row for Rowan. If he wins this one, we will have ourselves a clean sweep in the tournament rounds.
Okay, well, let's go, Rowan.
The Ferraris once again out in front. Tom Bonham falls back to last place.
He knows his lane.
Daddy G pulls out in front of Rowan, and then Rowan gets passed by Ice Bear Josh S somehow. I think Rowan moved back into second, and Daddy G will take the win on the 4th and final race. Rowan comes in second. Here comes Ice Bear Josh S to
That's going to leave a dent.
Slam his way into 3rd. So there will be no clean sweep for Rowan, but he will be moving on with Daddy G to the semifinal round.
A dominant race tonight by the Ferrari boys.
And there goes Tom Bonham.
What is he doing here, 30? What is he doing?
I think he recognized that the race was over, so you might as well get some tofu.
Well, you can't fault the guy for that.
You got to pick your battles.
Hey, I might go join him myself.
A very tight race between the 2 Ferraris tonight. Daddy G finally managed to get in front of Rowan on that last race to take the win. Here is the tournament bracket so far. Arlo, Dr. John, Rowan, and Daddy G will all be competing in the semifinal round.
So we got a real Ford versus Ferrari situation on our hands.
Yes, we do. Coming up next time, it's going to be Big 6. Giorgio, Farrell Patrick, N-Count, Misty Apex, Mr. Dark, Roxanne Letterman, and Bay City Daryl. We hope you enjoyed tonight's race. Until next time, I'm 3D Botmaker.
And I'm 2D.
And we'll see you on the track.